everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marcia. Today I want to share a recipe with you on how to make homemade cheesecake. I'm excited to show you this, so let's get started. The first thing you need is some cream cheese. Now, any brand that you like, I did get the Philadelphia brand because it was on sale at my local grocery store. So you'll need 4 blocks of that, okay? And I have set them out on the counter several hours ago to soften them because I need them to be soft. Let me see if I can tear into this. These are not easy to get into. The Mississippi Queen always says she wants to write to the people at Philadelphia and tell them to have like a tear, like a zip tear. And I think she's on to something about that because these are not easy to get into. So let's open these up. I love cheesecake. My Aunt Linda always made cheesecake every year, homemade cheesecake at Christmas and Thanksgiving. And I always look forward to that. It's one of my favorite desserts. And our adopted son, Alex, just had a birthday back at the end of September. And we're having a little party, or they're having a little party. We're going, or they're coming here. We're doing it at our house. And he's requested homemade cheesecake. Now, I only make cheesecake for those I love because it's a several step process. So this is not just a dump and go type recipe. So, and I wouldn't say it's on the difficult side. It's just time consuming. So don't be discouraged about it. Let me see if I can just scrape that off. I don't want to waste any of that cream cheese. So, like I said, it's not a dump and go. There's several steps, but it is doable. It's not as bad. Now, I just do mine as easy as possible. I try to make my recipes as easy as possible. And by saying that, I don't do the, some people do the water bath where they wrap the bottom of it in foil and do the water bath. I do not do that with my cheesecake. I just bake it in the oven. All right, now you need 4 blocks of cream cheese softened. Then we're going to do 1.5 cups of sugar. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the paddle blade on and we're going to whip that together. And that's going to take a few minutes. We're going to start out slow. Because you got a lot going on in there. 4 blocks of cream cheese is a lot. You may have to take your spatula and push that down, but we're going to go a little faster. See if we can get that whipped together, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. Let me see if I can push this down a little bit. I need to get that pushed down. But you want it to whip together really nice. And I like to, like I said, whip my sugar and my my sugar and my cream cheese together first. All right. Now we're going to let that go for just a second. And I'm going to turn the thing off because I'm going to add the rest of it in just a few minutes. But I need to melt my butter for my crust. So I will be right back, okay? Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have whipped my cream cheese and sugar for about 2 minutes just so it could get well incorporated. Then I'm going to slowly add the rest of my ingredients, okay? I'm going to turn this kind of medium low. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. Now this is my homemade vanilla that I have made, and today was the day to open this second batch back up, so I'm excited to be able to use this. And if you want to know how to make that, I do have a video about that. 2 teaspoons, okay? And then we've got to add 4 eggs. And I'm going to do one at a time. And I like to crack my eggs in a separate cup if I can. If I'm in a hurry, in a pinch, sometimes I'll crack them directly in there, but it's really not a good idea because it could be a bad egg or you could get a shell in there and you want to be able to dig that out before you put it in your stuff. But doing pretty good so far today. I'm batting 100 here, or 400, whatever you call it. I should know all that. I used to play softball in high school and I was always cleanup batter, so I should know that, but Lord, I'm 51 and can't remember stuff no more. All right, let's push this down a little bit more since we've added the eggs and the vanilla. Lord, I got it everywhere. This is the big one. Okay, and cheesecake's a very dense type thing too. All right, and then we need some lemon juice. Let me see how much. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And I just buy the lemon juice from Concentrate. Now, if you want, well, Lord, that's going everywhere. But if you want to do fresh squeezed lemon, you go right ahead. I like stuff that's going to be a little bit quicker for me. I do like homemade, but I also like the shortcuts when I can. All right, and then we're going to do a 30 cup heavy whipping cream. Now, I just got the Walmart brand. You can get whatever kind you want. See if I can get that. That's it right there. All right, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to keep it on low for just a minute. Now it's starting to thin down a whole lot. Now let me see if I can scrape these edges down. Then I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer. Then I'm going to do my crust. The weather's changing around here. We're into October. This is mid-October. And the holidays will be just around the corner, guys. This will be a great recipe to make for Christmas. My family likes cheesecake at Christmas. I usually don't do cheesecake for Thanksgiving, but you know, you could. Like I said, my Aunt Linda always did. She did cheesecake for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and then she would make one and she would do like a sour cream topping on it, some kind of mixture, and it was good, but I don't do that. I just make the plain. Now this is also good to put together and then bake, and then you can do like get you some strawberries and cut them up and put a little sugar on them and serve that over strawberries. That's good. Or a lot of people like pumpkin stuff on top of everything this time of year. All right, let's turn this back on. All right, I'm gonna have to rinse my hands. Hang on a second. All right, now we're going to work on the crust while that's going. I hope you can hear me well. But this is 1 3/4 cups of the graham cracker crumbs. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar. Let's see if I can get a fork for this. And I'm going to just stir those together. Get those incorporated. And then we have a 1/2 stick of melted butter. I'm going to put that in there. When I make this recipe, I feel like there's a lot of graham cracker crumbs to this crust, but I just have to trust the process. Some people don't like graham cracker crust. Some people just like the cheesecake feeling, but you got to have something to put in that pan. So you're going to stir this until all that butter goes in. And if you make a mess like me, that's all right too. Just clean it up afterwards. I'm the messiest cook. When I get in here and start meal prepping and cooking, I make a blame mess in everything. But I also, my mama taught me and my mama how to clean up. So I can clean it up after I make the mess. How about that? Of course, if I had a bigger bowl, I'd probably done better. But I was trying to save space on my counter. This calls for a lot of different things. And, all right, so that's incorporated really well. So let me wipe this off a little bit. See if I can. All right, now this is what they call a springboard pan, okay? And this, you pop that and then the bottom comes out and then you can just scoop your cheesecake out. It's really good for cheesecake. This is what only thing I use this for. Now I always spray mine for good measure. I don't really think it's gonna stick because there's butter in those crackers, but I always like to spray the bottom and the sides, just in case, because this is a lot of work for it to stick. All right, now we're just gonna pour this in. Okay, and then we're going to stir it around a little bit. And what I like to do is I like to press it. Let me go get one more measuring cup so I can use it to press it. So you just take your measuring cup, and I always just kind of push it around the edges, up to the edges a little bit, so it'll have some up on the edges, just like so. And you want to try to make it even on the bottom. Just press that in. Excuse me. The weather's changing, so my sinuses are kind of yucky right now. So you just push that down, press it down with the back of your measuring thing. Like I said, make sure the bottom's even. And you can push it, like I said, push it up around the sides a little bit. So there'll be crust around the sides. Because this springboard, you've sprayed it so it shouldn't stick. And you'll be popping it out. You'll just be opening this up and popping it out and putting it on a plate. Okay. Now then, all right, I think our mixture's done enough. We've got it good and whippy. So let's take our spatula and get this off. That makes me want to eat that. I know there's raw eggs in there and there's a rule against that, but when I was a kid, I always did, so I think we'd be fine if we did. All right, so let's get this up and see if we can get it in the pan. I'm gonna scrape the sides down one more time. Make sure everything's creamed together good. It smells delicious. I love cream cheese anyway. All right, and here we go. We're just pouring it in. And it's gonna go way to the top, guys, because this is a lot of cheesecake. Now, a lot of people freak out because they're like, oh, when I bake my cheesecake, the top cracks and all that. Yeah, I've had that to happen a couple of times, but you know what? It still eats all the same, and it's absolutely delicious. So I wouldn't worry about that. Not everything has to be perfect. Now, I'm just gonna take our pan and pick it up and just kind of smooth it out. And that is what she looks like, guys. Now, I've got my oven preheated to 325 degrees. I'm going to bake this for 45 minutes to an hour. I will time it and see how long it takes, and then I'll let you guys know exactly. But once you bake it for 45 minutes to an hour and it looks like it's done and set, then you're going to turn the oven off. You're going to open the door to the oven, and you're going to leave the cheesecake in there in the oven for like, let me look, it's 20 to 25 minutes. And then you take it out, let it cool completely, refrigerate for a couple of hours or overnight. It's even better a couple of days later because it has time to be cool and set. So the only sad thing about this recipe is I'm going to bake it. I'm going to bring it out and let you see what the finished product looks like, but we will not get to taste it together because this is, number one, for a party in a couple of days. Number two, it needs to refrigerate for a while and overnight, and I'm not going to be around. I have to go to work this afternoon, so I won't be around to do that. But anyway, in the oven, 325, 45 minutes to an hour, then you open the oven door and let it sit for 20 to 25 minutes, then we'll take it out. But when I get all that done, I will come back and I will show you the finished product out of the oven, okay? I'll be back in just a little while. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have baked my cheesecake at 325 for like 50 minutes. Then I turn the oven off, I open the door, and I set the timer for 25 minutes. So I just let it sit in there for 25 minutes. And it is still hot, so it takes a little while. The edge of it right here cracked just a little bit, but that is not a big deal, guys. I'm trying to pick it up, it's so heavy. And that is what we look like, okay? So as that cools, that's going to continue to set up, and it is going to be amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this out on the counter. I'm going to let it completely cool, and then I'm going to put some cling wrap on top of it, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator so it can finish setting up. And then when I'm ready to serve this, I'm going to take a knife, like a butter knife, and I'm going to go around the edges of this and make sure it's released from the springboard, and then I'm going to pop this open, the springboard, and pull that out. And then I will be able to take a spatula, go under it, and set it on a cake pan or whatever I want to. But guys, this is it, start to finish, homemade cheesecake. Now, it's not as difficult as you think. It can be intimidating, but it's just time consuming is all it is. You're just gonna have to have several hours to be able to work on this. But we're gonna have this in a few days at our party, and it's gonna be delicious. And I may buy some strawberries and, you know, cut them up, put some sugar on top, and then let it make a syrup and we'll have strawberries on top. Or like I said, you could eat it just by itself, or you could make some chocolate syrup, whatever you want, or peaches, blueberries, anything like that. But start to finish, guys, homemade cheesecake. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meals with Marcia. And don't forget that everything you're going to need and how to make this is going to be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.